everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. And coming right up, we'll see the Denver Nuggets playing against the Detroit Pistons out at the Palace of Auburn Hills. Well, for Detroit, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And with a little bit of time here before tip-off, I'll kick off a topic. Defense, as we know, a key to winning basketball. Kenny, talk about the hallmarks of a great defensive team.
Well, first there has to be an anchor in the back. And if you have an anchor in the back, then all of a sudden you can start with containing the basketball and denying those open lanes, because you know if they try to get to the rim, the anchor is back there. And after that, it's all about getting your hands up and making sure you contest every single shot.
And your anchor has to be a great communicator. He has to talk, help his teammates, make those extra plays like, hey, move, slide your feet, Ernie, pass me the ball, give it back to Kenny, hey, watch out, he's cutting through.
You got me moving.
Ernie.
You got me moving.
Communication's the big key, Ernie.
You see, he was the anchor, and I started
moving.
moving.
Hands up, Kenny, slide down, rotate, yeah, get the three.
See? Yeah. As soon as he started talking, I just went. It just, man.
Two great defenders right there. Kevin Harlan, take it away.
Let's meet the visiting team, Denver Nuggets. At point guard, Emmanuel Mudiay. At the other guard position, Gary Harris. At center, Nikola Jokic. At power forward, Kenneth Faried. At the other forward position, Danilo Gallinari. The head coach of the visiting team is Mike Malone. At the small forward position, standing 6'8", number 13, Marcus Morris. Starting at shooting guard, standing 6'5", number 5, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. At the other forward position, standing 6'8", number 34, Tobias Harris. At the other guard position, at 6'3", number 1, Reggie Jackson. The center at 6'11" out of Utah. And a big fire at the rim. This is Andre Drummond. Stand back with me, your head coach. Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons.
It's interconference time for these Nuggets as they come in as the visiting team. We're at the Palace of Auburn Hills. The Detroit Pistons plan to take advantage of home court. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And it's the Pistons to start out. Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Gallinari sits outside at 3 with Faried at the 4. Harris is out there with Mudiay. Now here's Drummond. Here's Harris. Off target at the rim.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Harris has got the game going here with the first basket for Denver. Here's Caldwell-Pope. Now the pass to Jackson. Out to Harris. There's the triple. Harris missing again. Denver with the ball. Mudiay pass to Harris.
At 6'5", 2'9", 190 pounds, 190 pounds,
feeds it to Mudia. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Nuggets lead by 2. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills. So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And when you consider how Denver is doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
I tell you what, defensively, they have been in tune with one another as intense as I've seen.
Yeah, nice job helping out on the rotations and drives, doing really good work at the defensive end.
Defense, Detroit. And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Denver, Chandler and Gallinari are the forwards. DJ Augustine out there with Will Barton. And it's Laverne in at the 5, home in the paint.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And guys, Andre Drummond has made quite an impression in the early stages of his career. Clark, you were just talking about that. Greg, I don't think anyone felt he would have such an impact this fast.
Yeah, I mean, he's already a mountain of a man among boys. I mean, it's hard to believe when you look at this guy out there. He's only 22 years old.
That one is off.
Going back to Andre Drummond, some say there aren't any true centers entering the NBA these days. But I look at Andre, I look at DeMarcus Cousins, Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, and I think to myself, what are these people talking about?
Terrell Arthur, he's checked in for Gallinari. That one misses.
And talking about Andre Drummond, I remember when he fell to number 9 on draft day. All sorts of experts were making excuses as to why. But even then, there was this eerie feeling that some teams had made a huge mistake in passing on him. And that feeling turned out to be correct.
9 seconds left in the first half. Here's Jackson, and he banks in the layup.
And guys, I was a bit worried, but now we all know the rim doesn't have a lid on it.
Yeah, you could actually feel the tightness and tenseness with each miss. I'm actually glad to see they got that first one out of the way.
And so that brings the first half to a close. Denver on top. They lead by 6. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. A pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
You know what jumps out at me? Their efficiency on the offensive end. They shared the basketball. Good shot selection. They showed a lot of patience, and that patience will be tested the rest of the way.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
Their defense is getting flat out embarrassed. Embarrassed, however you say it, Ernie. I realize they had to deal with a team who was red hot most of the first half, but that's an excuse. You know what? They got to be aggressive. They got to step up on that D. They got to prevent that. They need more effort, Ernie.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Harris is out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. Here's Gallinari. They get it back. Fareed. Gallinari against Harris. Now, here is Gallinari. The dish to Harris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Tries again. A nice shot by Gallinari. Gallinari's got the lead up to 8 now for the Nuggets. Here's Jackson. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Beyond the arc. And the shot is good. The third quarter comes to a close. Nuggets lead by 5. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Here are the Pistons with the ball. It's a 5-point game, and Denver will start the fourth quarter with. You've got Moutier. Gallinari is out there with Nurkic. Then it's Will Barton. And it's Sampson in at the 3, the small forward. Morris into the lane. Money! What a beautiful shot to bring them to within 3. And they are in the driver's seat.
Yes, they are. If they come away with points on this trip, Katie bar the door.
Moutier, no good.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Nurkic with the block, and he's able to get it back.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
"17 seconds left in the fourth, and so they foul intentionally.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. Clock management crucial at this time of the game.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Outstanding work at the foul line to make this a 2-possession game.
16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we've got the intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
It's the first, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
And that will add to a healthy lead after that trip to the free throw line.
Blake for 3. Detroit, no good that time either. And here's Augustine. So the Nuggets win it. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, much appreciated. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Danilo Gallinari. What'd you like about his performance, Shaq?
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
He was the star of the show for them on the offensive end. Over half of their points came through him. I think he was the number 1 option, the number 2 option, number 3 option, and then when the coach called timeout, he was still the option.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.